Before we begin, please subscribe and like this channel so you never miss a new true story. My daughter didn't want me to meet her fiancé. She said I shouldn't go to the wedding, so I quietly decided to find out why. My name is Marcus Webb, and I'm 63 years old. I built my career in commercial real estate over 40 years. Nothing flashy, nothing that made the news, but solid work that earned me respect and a comfortable life here in Atlanta. I've got a good home in Buckhead, a reputation for my word, and a retirement account that reflects discipline and patience. I raised my daughter Simone alone after her mother and I divorced when she was 12. It was just the two of us for a long time, and we were close. Or so I thought. Simone called me on a Tuesday evening in March. Her voice had that careful quality it takes on when she's about to say something she's rehearsed. "Dad, I'm getting married," she said. I felt my chest lighten. She was 31, and I'd been waiting to hear those words for years. I asked her everything. When? Where? Who was the man? When could I meet him? She answered each question, but there was hesitation underneath each response. "His name is Derek. We've been together 2 years. The wedding is in September. It's going to be small. Just close family and a few friends." "I can't wait to meet him," I said. "When can we all sit down together?" There was a pause that lasted too long. "Actually, Dad, Derek's family is pretty particular about things. And honestly, I think it might be better if you didn't come to the wedding." I heard the words, but my mind didn't process them correctly at first. I asked her to repeat herself. "I know this sounds harsh, but I'm asking you not to come. It'll be easier for everyone." I set the phone down carefully. When I picked it back up, I kept my voice steady. "Simone, you're going to have to explain that to me." She didn't. Instead, she cried a little. Said she was sorry. Said she had to go and hung up. I sat in my living room as the evening darkened, looking at my phone, trying to understand how my only child had just uninvited me from the most important day of her life. I didn't call her back. I didn't rage or demand answers. That's not who I am. Instead, I did what I've always done when something doesn't add up. I waited and I listened. Over the next few weeks, I gathered information the way I've gathered it in business for decades, quietly, patiently, without announcing my interest. I called my ex-wife Patricia, who still spoke to Simone regularly. "What do you know about this Derek?" I asked her. "Not much. Simone keeps her personal life close." "Why?" I told her about the wedding. Patricia went quiet. "She's not bringing you?" Patricia's surprise sounded genuine. "That's odd." I reached out to an old friend, Robert, whose daughter worked at the same marketing firm as Simone. A casual lunch led to casual conversation, and Robert mentioned that his daughter had mentioned Simone's wedding. "Derek's a good guy from what I hear," Robert said. "Handsome, works in finance. Family's got money." That was interesting. Simone had never been impressed by money, so that wasn't the issue. I did something I'm not particularly proud of. I looked Derek up. Social media made it easy. His Instagram showed a life of private schools, country clubs, and family vacations to Martha's Vineyard. His LinkedIn said he worked for a prestigious investment firm. Nothing alarming, but something in his photos caught my attention. In several pictures, he was posed with an older white man who bore a striking resemblance to him. His father, I assumed. And in one photo, I recognized the background. It was the Atlanta Athletic Club, where I'm a member. I made a discreet call to someone I knew at the club, a manager named Charles. "Charles, I'm trying to remember. Is there a Harrington family that's members there? Investment people?" "Oh yes, sir. The Harringtons have been members for years. Old money, very prominent. Is there something I can help you with?" I thanked him and hung up. Old money. Very prominent. The kind of family that might have opinions about who their son married. The kind of family that might not look kindly on their son marrying a black woman, or more accurately, on their son bringing a black woman's father into their spaces. My silence deepened. My patience became a kind of armor. I didn't confront Simone. I didn't plead my case or ask her to reconsider. I simply told her I loved her. I was proud of her. And I was there if she needed me. I said nothing about what I suspected. Instead, I did something quiet and deliberate. I called my attorney, Franklin, and we sat down in his office overlooking Peachtree Street. I had a will, of course. Simone was my primary beneficiary. A substantial estate, carefully built. Franklin knew this. "I want to make some changes," I told him. I'd been thinking about this for weeks. Not out of anger, but out of clarity. If my daughter was ashamed of me, if she believed I didn't belong at the table where her new family gathered, then I needed to ensure that my life's work wouldn't become a complicated bridge between us. I didn't remove her entirely. I'm not a cruel man. But I restructured things significantly. The bulk of my estate would go to several charities I'd long supported, an educational foundation for underprivileged students, a community center in the neighborhood where I grew up, and a scholarship fund in my name. Simone would receive a substantial amount, but not the totality. She would receive what a loving father gives, not what a forgotten man leaves behind in desperation. "Marcus, are you sure about this?" Franklin asked, concerned. "I'm very sure," I said. 2 months before the wedding, I got a call from Patricia. "Simone's upset. She says you've been distant. She wants to talk to you." I called my daughter that evening. She answered on the second ring. "Hi, Dad," she said, and her voice sounded younger somehow, uncertain. "Hi, sweetheart. How are you?" I'm okay. Actually, I'm not. I miss you. I know I said some terrible things about the wedding and I hate that I did. But I can't really explain why I did it. And I know that's not fair to you." I let her sit in that silence for a moment. "Simone, I'm proud of you. I love you. Whatever you need to do, you do it. Dad, I need to tell you something. Derek's family, they have some old-fashioned ideas. His father especially. When Derek told him about me, his father said he didn't want black people at the wedding. Derek argued with him, but his father said if I came, he wouldn't pay for the wedding. Derek's mother is nicer, but she follows his father's lead. Derek wanted to go against his father anyway, and I didn't want to cause problems. I thought it would be easier if you just didn't come. I know that's cowardly." I listened to my daughter confess her compromises, her fear, her shame, and I felt something shift in me. Not anger at her, but sadness for her. She'd been trapped between two worlds and had chosen to push away the one that gave her unconditional love. "Simone, I appreciate you telling me the truth. It must have been difficult." "What are you going to do?" she asked, and I heard the fear in her voice. "I'm going to love you," I said. "That's what I'm going to do." What I didn't tell her was that I'd already done what I needed to do. The wedding took place on a Saturday in September. I didn't attend. Instead, I attended to my life. I had dinner with friends. I read the books stacked on my nightstand. I sat with the man I was becoming, a man whose only child had chosen to honor his absence rather than his presence, and who had made peace with that choice. 3 weeks later, Simone called me. She was crying. "Dad, I need to see you. Can I come over?" Finally standing up to his father, but that it might cost him his place in the family business. "I've been thinking about what I did," Simone said. "How I asked you not to come. I think I've been ashamed of my own father because I was trying to fit into a family that doesn't respect me. That's not who I want to be." I pulled her close. "You're going to be fine, Simone. You're strong." A month later, my attorney called me. He said Simone had come to see him asking questions about my will. She'd spoken to Patricia, who had mentioned I'd made changes. "What did you tell her?" I asked. "Nothing," Franklin said. "It's your business." "But Marcus," she looked devastated. I thought about that for a long time. Then I called Simone to lunch. We sat at a restaurant in Midtown, and I didn't wait for her to bring it up. "You went to see Franklin," I said. She nodded, tears already forming. "Dad, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for what I did. I don't deserve your money. I don't deserve anything. Simone, listen to me. I changed my will because I needed to make a decision for myself, not to punish you, to free myself from the weight of expecting you to honor something you couldn't honor. I gave my life's work to my community because I realized my pride was in building something meaningful, not in who would inherit it. That's not about you. That's about me becoming the man I wanted to be." She wept across the table, and I let her. "Derek left his family business," she said quietly. "He said if they couldn't respect me, they couldn't have him. We're starting over. It's scary, and it's uncertain, but it's ours." I reached across and held my daughter's hand. "I'm proud of you." In the end, I didn't take revenge on Simone or Derek or his family. I took revenge on the version of myself that would have spent years waiting for an apology, for recognition, for validation from people who had already shown me their character. I gave my wealth to the people and places that had always believed in me. I simplified my life. I stopped waiting for my daughter to become someone she wasn't ready to be. Simone and I rebuilt our relationship slowly, honestly. She and Derek went to therapy. Derek eventually reconciled with his mother, though his father remained distant. And I learned that sometimes the sweetest revenge is simply choosing to thrive without the people who try to diminish you. The money I once thought would matter so much in the end meant almost nothing. What mattered was that I had gotten my daughter back, not through guilt or obligation, but through grace. And that, I've learned, is worth far more than any inheritance. True story.